So we are now going to start with water, that is 3.2. Okay. So water. So bonds of life. So atoms join together to form molecules. We've already studied that in chemistry also we have studied that atoms are the one which join together and they form molecule by making bond, and these bond can be a covalent one and can be an ionic one. So atoms join together to form molecules by making bonds with each other. As you have learned in the previous topic, in ionic bonds, the atoms give and receive electrons. So ionic bonds are those in which there is a exchange, or you can say complete transfer of electrons. One element gives electron and the other element is going to receive that particular electron. Okay. The one which is giving electron is getting a positive charge, and the one which is having a which receive electron is having a negative charge. So they form positive and negative charge that are held together by the attraction of opposite charges, and those positive and negative charges attract each other and they will form ionic bond. Now second type of bond is a covalent bond that occurs when the atom shares electrons. However, negative electrons are not always shared equally by the atoms of different elements. In many covalent bonds, electrons are spent more time closer to one of atoms other than the other. So whenever there's a sharing of electron, we call this as a covalent bond. But in sometimes that sharing is not a equal one, because for example, in case of HCl, there is a sharing of one electron each by hydrogen and chlorine, but chlorine being the more electronegative element, it shares the more number of electrons. Because chlorine is electronegative, so electrons are a little bit more towards chlorine than towards that of the hydrogen. Okay, so that's why chlorine is having a partial negative charge and hydrogen is having a partial positive charge. So the atom which greater share of negative electron will have slightly negative charge compared to that of the other atom in the bond, which will therefore slightly positive. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. And those type of molecules are known as polar covalent bonds because they create two charges. Poles are created, positive and negative poles. So molecules in which this happens are said to be a polar covalent bond, and they have regions of negativity and regions of positivity. You can clearly see this is the region of negativity, and in the case of hydrogen, this is the region of positivity. So oxygen and hydrogen are examples of elements that do not share electrons equally in a covalent bond. Oxygen and hydrogen are examples of elements that do not share electrons equally in a covalent bond. Oxygen always has a much greater share of electrons in a OH bond. Now suppose there is a bond between oxygen and hydrogen. So oxygen, being more electronegative, will try to capture more number of electrons, or the electrons are more towards oxygen than that of the hydrogen. Therefore, as the electrons are more towards oxygen, there is a creation of negative charge on oxygen, and hence on hydrogen there is a creation of positive charge. Clear?
Yeah.
Now, many organic molecules contain this OH bond together, and this is known as hydroxyl bond group. This OH bond is known as hydroxyl group, and also they split polar, and also they are slightly polar. So polar, I've already explained. Water, H2O, is an example of such a molecule. In fact, water contains two hydroxyl groups. Now, water is like this, two hydroxyl group. This is oxygen, one hydrogen, and this is oxygen, one hydrogen. And these two electrons are lone pair. Okay. Now, lone pair are those electrons which do not participate in bond formation. Clear? Lone pair are those pair of electrons which do not participate in the bond formation. Now, polar molecules, including water, interact with each other as the positive and the negative regions of the molecule attract each other and forms bond called hydrogen bond. Now, if you see, this is hydrogen, this is oxygen, this is hydrogen. Okay?
Yeah.
Now again, this is oxygen, this is hydrogen, and this is hydrogen. Now on hydrogen, on this oxygen, there is a negative charge. You can clearly see this negative charge. On this hydrogen, there is a positive charge. Now what happens? There is a bond between oxygen and hydrogen. So two different molecules. This is a one molecule and this is another molecule. Now these two different molecules are forming a bond between them. This bond. Clear? This bond is
Yeah.
known as hydrogen bond. Clear?
Yeah.
So hydrogen bond will always be formed whenever hydrogen is with phone. Fluorine, FO and phone. Fluorine, oxygen and nitrogen. Remember that hydrogen, whenever hydrogen is with fluorine, oxygen and nitrogen, then only this bond will form. Clear? When hydrogen is with fluorine, nitrogen and oxygen. Clear? Any doubt?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that clear? Okay.
Yeah. It's clear.
Okay. Now, although hydrogen bonds are only weak interactions, they occur in high numbers. These hydrogen bonds are weak interaction, but they occur in very high numbers. And hydrogen bonding give water a unique characteristic, which is essential for life on this planet. And these characteristics are explored further below. So this water, because of this hydrogen bonding, has a very unique characteristics, and we are now going to discuss about all those characteristics. Okay. Now, characteristics of water. The first is water has an unusual high boiling point. So the boiling point of water is very high because the two molecules of water are bonded each other by hydrogen bonding. This is one molecule of water. This is another molecule of water. Between them, there is a hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen being electropositive in nature, oxygen being electronegative in nature, there is an interaction between them. And this interaction is slightly greater than that of the normal interaction. Clear? And as these molecules have a little more this force of attraction, so therefore it will not break easily, and hence their boiling point will be usually high. Clear?
Yeah.
The water is small molecule which lighter than gas, carbon dioxide or oxygen. So water has an unusual high boiling point. Water is a small molecule much lighter than the gases, carbon dioxide or oxygen, yet unlike oxygen and carbon dioxide. So what it is saying, that water is a small molecule and much lighter than the gases, carbon dioxide. Now, if you see carbon dioxide atomic mass is 44, but in case of water, atomic mass is 18. So water is much more lighter than that of the carbon dioxide or even oxygen. But again, unlike carbon dioxide and oxygen, water exists as a liquid state. Water exists in a liquid state at room temperature because of hydrogen bonding. This is due to the hydrogen bonding between the water molecules. That is, the force of attraction between the two molecules is great than that the normal force, which keep it close together, and hence it exists in the form of a liquid. Clear?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of energy to increase the temperature of water, because to increase the temperature of water and cause the water to become gaseous. That is for the evaporation. Clear? Now, when the water freezes, it turns into ice. Now, most substances are more dense in their solid state than in their liquid state. Now, what happens as the solid formation is there? You will see whenever solid is formed, what happens? That mass remains same, but the volume shrinks. That a particular liquid shrinks whenever there is a solidification. The volume will decrease. Clear? And density is inversely proportional to volume. Density is equal to mass upon volume. If mass is same and the volume is decreasing, then density will increase. Density and mass are inversely proportional to each other. So what happens when the water freezes? It turns into ice, and most of the substances are more denser in their solid state than in their liquid state. But when water turns into ice, it becomes less dense. This is because of the again hydrogen bonding formed. This is also because of the hydrogen bonding. Now, as water is cooled below 4 degrees Celsius, the hydrogen bonds fix the position of the polar molecules slightly further apart than the average distance in a liquid state. This line is clear. As the water is cooled below 4 degrees Celsius, the hydrogen bond fix the position of the polar molecules slightly further apart than the average distance in the liquid state. Is that point clear? Do I need to explain this?
Yeah, yeah, it's clear.
Okay, now this produces a giant rigid but open structure. Now, ice is having an open structure. It is not having a rigid structure. And with every hydrogen atom at the center of the tetrahedral arrangement. Clear?
Yeah.
Any doubt in this?
Mm.
Okay. Of hydrogen, resulting a solid that is less dense than the liquid water. So this is the reason where the ice floats. Now we can see that ice floats on water, but all the other elements that are solid in nature will definitely, you can say, shrink as you put it with them in their liquid solution. Okay, or put them
Yeah.
in the liquid state. But ice does not, because it forms, because of the hydrogen bonding, it forms a cage-like structure which decreases the volume and hence, which increases the density and hence which increases the volume and hence density is decreased. Clear? So that's why there is a floating. That's why ice floats. Okay. Now water therefore has cohesive properties. Cohesive means same linking. It moves as a one mass because the molecules are attracted to each other. That is cohesion. So in case of water molecules, all the molecules are attracted to each other, therefore they move together. So it moves as one mass. Sorry. It is in this way that the plants are able to draw water up from their roots. How they're able to drink water through a straw. So this cohesiveness in the water, this is because of this cohesiveness in water only that we will able to drink water through a straw. Okay, and plant are able to draw water from the root to the top of the plant. Okay, the water has adhesive properties also. This is because water molecules are attracted to other materials. For example, when you wash your hands become wet. The water does not run straight off. So your hands become wet. This is why we can say that water has an adhesive property. Clear?
Yeah.
Adhesive and cohesive. Sorry, both type of properties are there with water. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now water molecules are more strongly cohesive to each other than they are to air. This results in the water having a skin of surface tension. The water molecules are more strongly cohesive to each other than they are to air. This results in water having a skin of surface tension. Because of this, there is a surface tension over the layer of water. Okay,
Yeah.
you can see this. A pond crater inhabits on the surface of water and supposed to be supported by the surface tension. Surface tension is nothing but that on the top layer, if the particles are holding each other clearly, and that is known as surface tension. Okay, now water for life. The characteristics and the properties of water are critical in sustaining life. In this way, water is unique. Some of the ways in which water is vital for life and summarized below. Some of the ways in which water is vital are summarized below. The first one, because it is a polar molecule, water acts as a solvent in many of the solute of or an organism can be dissolved. So because water is polar in nature, water can act as a solvent in many of these solutions in the organism can be dissolved. The cystol and the prokaryotes, bacteria and the eukaryotes are mainly water. Now many sources that are polar molecule, amino acids, proteins, structure of proteins and nucleic acid, etc. are there. The solutes are also polar molecules, amino acid and protein. Now water acts as a medium for electrical reaction and also helps transport dissolved compounds. Wait a second. The water also acts as a medium for the chemical reactions and also transport dissolved compounds into and out of the cell. So now this nutrition exchange is done with the help of water in a whole plant. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now water is a very efficient transport medium also within the living things. Now cohesion between the water molecules means that the water is transported through the body molecule and will stick together. Adhesion occurs when the water molecules and the other polar compounds and surfaces. So adhesion occurs between the water molecules and the other polar molecules and surfaces. This is known as adhesion force. Now the effects of adhesion and the cohesion force result in the exhibition of capillary action. This is the process in which water can rise up a narrow tube against a force of gravity. Is that point clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now water acts as a coolant. Now how water can act as a coolant? Because whenever you put water into a very hot pipe or anything, then it will vaporize and hence the cool down will take place. So water acts as a coolant, helping to buffer the temperature changes during the chemical reaction in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells because of the large amount of energy required to overcome hydrogen bonding. So maintaining constant temperatures in cellular environment is more important as the enzymes are often only active in the narrow temperature range. So maintaining a constant temperature in cellular environment is very important as enzymes are often only active in a very narrow temperature range. Otherwise, they will not be activated. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Any doubt in this?
No.
No? Okay. Now, many organisms such as fish live in water and cannot survive out of it. Now, water is stable. It does not change temperature because it does not change temperature to become a gas easily. Therefore, providing a constant environment because ice floats, it forms on the surface of the ponds and lakes rather than from the bottom up. This forms an this forms an insulation layer above the water below insulation layer above the water below. Now, aquatic animals should not be able to survive freezing temperature in their entire habitat. Some organisms are inhabit of source of water. Surface tension is in a strong example to support insects such as pond skaters. So pond skaters are also involved in this. Is that point clear?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So quickly read this and do these 4 questions.